Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we'll take you on a vibrant and colorful journey through Brazil, where the carnival never ends and the rules of passion are as intense as its rhythms. Get ready to immerse yourself in a culture where joy, music, and dance are part of everyday life. From the festive streets of Rio to the hidden traditions in the jungle, you'll discover how life in Brazil is lived with a unique spirit. Don't miss it. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's begin this adventure. Brazil, the largest country in South America, is a place where history and culture intertwine in a vibrant tapestry of traditions, influences, and stunning landscapes. From the Amazon rainforest to the beaches of Copacabana, Brazil offers a diversity that captivates those who visit. This video delves into Brazil's rich history, vibrant culture, and some interesting facts that highlight the uniqueness of this fascinating nation. Brazil's history dates back thousands of years before the arrival of Europeans. Indigenous tribes are estimated to have inhabited Brazilian territory for over 10,000 years. Indigenous peoples were diverse, with over 1,000 different groups, each with their own languages, customs, and traditions. These groups were skilled in agriculture, fishing, and hunting, living in harmony with their natural environment. Indigenous cultural diversity is a fundamental aspect of Brazilian identity, and many contemporary traditions and practices have roots in these ancient cultures. The arrival of Pedro Álvares Cabral in 1500 marked the beginning of Portuguese colonization in Brazil. In the early years, the Portuguese's primary interest was in sugar production, leading to the creation of plantations on the country's northeast coast. To meet the growing demand for labor, the colonizers began importing African slaves, which had a lasting impact on Brazilian demographics and culture. This mix of indigenous, African, and European influences laid the groundwork for the country's unique cultural identity. In 1822, Brazil proclaimed its independence from Portugal, becoming an empire under the leadership of Dom Pedro I. During the 19th century, the country faced numerous political and social challenges. The abolition of slavery in 1888 was a major milestone, although it left Brazil grappling with the economic and social consequences of this decision. The transition to republic in 1889 marked the beginning of a new chapter in Brazilian history, but it also brought with it a series of internal conflicts and political struggles. The 20th century witnessed major transformations in Brazil. Massive industrialization and urbanization changed the social and economic landscape of the country. However, political tensions also arose, culminating in a military coup in 1964, giving rise to a dictatorship that would last for 2 decades. During this period, political repression was intense, but it was also a time of cultural resistance. Music, art, and literature flourished as forms of expression amidst oppression. The transition to democracy in the late 1980s marked a rebirth for Brazil. Since then, the country has experienced significant economic growth and has emerged as a regional and international power. However, Brazil still faces challenges such as social inequality, political corruption, and environmental issues related to deforestation. If you are enjoying this trip through Brazil as much as we are, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more fascinating content. Now, let's explore how the passion for music and dance intertwines with the daily lives of Brazilians. From parties in the favelas to spectacular parades, every corner has a story to tell. Stay with us as we discover more about this country full of energy and joy. Brazilian culture is a melting pot of influences that reflects its complex history, marked by the mixture of indigenous, African, and European traditions. This fusion manifests itself in multiple aspects of daily life, but music is one of the most prominent. Rhythms such as samba, bossa nova, and forró are not only musical genres, but also expressions of identity and resistance. During Carnival, these melodies come to life on the streets, uniting people of all backgrounds in an explosion of color and joy. Brazilian music is a universal language that transcends borders and celebrates the country's cultural diversity. Originating in Afro-Brazilian communities, samba is perhaps the country's most iconic musical genre. Bossa nova, which combines elements of jazz with Brazilian rhythms, has gained international recognition thanks to artists such as João Gilberto and Tom Jobim. Other popular genres include forró, axé, and sertanejo, each with its own style and following. Dance also plays a crucial role in Brazilian culture. Samba is not just heard, it is experienced in the streets during Carnival. Samba schools compete in spectacular parades that combine music, dance, and elaborate costumes. Carnival is a celebration that attracts millions of tourists each year and is a vibrant expression of Brazilian identity. Brazilian gastronomy is equally diverse, reflecting indigenous, African, and European influences. Dishes such as feijoada, a black bean stew with meat, acarajé, a fried dumpling filled with shrimp, and moqueca, a fish stew are just a few examples of the country's rich culinary heritage. Brazilian food varies significantly between regions. For example, the Northeast is dominated by spicy flavors and seafood ingredients, while the South is home to heavier dishes and grilled meats. Coffee culture is also central to Brazil, which has been the world's largest producer for over 150 years. Brazilian coffee is enjoyed in a variety of forms, from the traditional café com leite to the cafezinho, a small cup of strong coffee offered as a symbol of hospitality. Brazilian art has evolved over time, incorporating diverse cultural influences, from the works of modernist painter Tarsila do Amaral to contemporary sculptures by artists such as Ernesto Neto. Brazilian art reflects both national identity and global currents. Brazilian literature is equally rich. Authors such as Jorge Amado, Clarice Lispector, and Machado de Assis have left an indelible mark on Latin American literature. Religious festivals are also an integral part of Brazilian culture. Celebrations such as the Festa Junina and the Chirio de Nazaré reflect the religious devotion and community spirit of the people. These festivals often include music, dance, and traditional foods that bring communities together. Life in Brazil is a constant carnival where joy and passion are part of everyday life. In this vibrant country, every corner is permeated with music and dance. The streets are filled with bright colors during the festivities, but there is also a palpable energy in everyday life. From street parties in Salvador to spectacular parades in Rio de Janeiro, Carnival is not just an annual event, it is a way of life that celebrates community, creativity, and resilience. Passion is an unwritten rule in Brazil. It manifests itself in every aspect of social life. From family gatherings to soccer games, Brazilians live every moment intensely. Music accompanies every celebration. Guitars play in homes during family gatherings, while the streets vibrate with contagious rhythms during festivities. In Brazil, it is believed that every day is an opportunity to celebrate. So, wherever you go, you will find a friendly smile and an invitation to share a special moment. Some interesting facts about the country are: the largest country in South America. Brazil occupies almost half of the South American continent and is the 5th largest country in the world. The Amazon rainforest. It houses approximately 60% of Brazilian territory and is considered the lungs of the planet due to its vast biodiversity. Linguistic diversity. Although Portuguese is the official language, Brazil has more than 200 indigenous languages spoken by different communities. Cultural wealth. Brazil is famous for its cultural festivals, such as the Rio Carnival, but it also hosts other regional celebrations such as the Parintins Folk Festival. World Heritage. Brazil has 22 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including Iguazu National Park and the historic center of Salvador. Football as religion. Football is not just a sport in Brazil, it is a fundamental part of its national identity. The country has won 5 World Cups and has produced some of the best footballers in the world. Brazilian coffee. Brazil has been the world's largest producer of coffee for over 150 years, making it essential to its economy. World-renowned music, bossa nova, and samba are musical genres that have influenced artists around the world, bringing the Brazilian sound to every corner. Unique biodiversity. Brazil is home to approximately 20% of all known animal and plant species in the world. Brazilian hospitality. Brazilians are known for their warmth and friendliness toward visitors, making everyone feel at home. Despite its rich history and vibrant culture, Brazil faces several contemporary challenges. Social inequality remains a significant problem. Despite economic growth in recent decades, many communities still live in precarious conditions. Political corruption has undermined public trust in government institutions and led to mass protests. In addition, environmental issues are critical due to deforestation in the Amazon and other important ecosystems. The struggle to balance economic development with environmental conservation is a constant challenge for Brazil. Brazil is a nation rich in history and culture that continues to evolve while celebrating its diverse roots. From its stunning natural landscapes to its vibrant urban life, every corner of the country tells a unique story that deserves to be discovered. A passion for music, football, and festivities make life in Brazil an unforgettable experience for those lucky enough to visit or live there. In this vast South American country, where carnival never ends and every day is a reason to celebrate with joy and love for life, Brazil stands as a shining example of how diversity can be an inexhaustible source of cultural wealth and national identity. As we look to the future, Brazil faces both challenges and opportunities. However, its indomitable spirit and ability to celebrate life will remain its greatest strength. And so we conclude our journey through life in Brazil. We hope you enjoyed this immersion in a world where carnival never ends, and passion is in every corner. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment below telling us what your favorite part was, and share it with your friends. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventures. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, Viva Brazil!